Gus Stoops retires yesterday. His last game will be against you in the Sugar Bowl. Just what do you think of his decision to depart, and what do you think of his career?
Well, first of all, I mean, of course, he's in recent time one of the best, head coaches in the country, and just what he did with that program is really unbelievable. And I know he's very well respected in the coaching community, and he'll be missed.
We decided how the administrative roles are going to break down. Who's going to fill what with the DFO?
Yeah, we're really close. Obviously Pat, I did move him up in a leadership role. He's going to do a great job with that. Kenny Ingram did hire him as far as a role with our players, which obviously, I'm familiar with him. Hopefully we'll finish up things hopefully midweek. I think I said last time I was hopeful that it'll be done this week, but we're close. And everything will be defined, once we finish up everything.
Will Pat retain the player personnel role, or is he?
Once I get everybody hired, I'll really define everything and get a little more direct.
And so Brett's promotion or change in roles is not
that?
Brett's promotion or change
Well,
is not
like I said, get me to midweek next week, and I'll have everything in line, and I'll just have a statement on everything so everybody will know.
Okay.
It's just the way the rules have changed in the summer, where you'll have a little bit more time around players. How important is that this summer with Chip coming in, Jarrett coming in, the offense? How big is that this
you
summer?
get 2 hours, with your players this summer. That's very important. Of course, last year, same way with that. And I just think, being strategic with that, and, with Coach Russell working out with him is very critical, too. And, our guys working on their own. And, those 3 things are very important. We're talking about winning the summer. And being able to win the summer, you have to be very organized, and your players have to do work on their own. And we got good leadership, so I feel good about our leadership, and that's our goal.
Offensively, though, with some changes with Chip coming in and with 2 new quarterbacks, is it even more important this summer?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. And of course, those quarterbacks getting out there, the receivers, that's the one thing, with the ball, get out there and do their own thing. And, summer's always a time that, it's really good for quarterbacks. And they can get the receivers out there, and they can kind of, without a coach, and a lot of times that's good, where they can kind of communicate some things that can help you in the fall. And you're exactly right with the new quarterbacks and doing some new things in the passing game. This summer's real critical.
Gus, when do you expect Carlito and Anders to be here?
Yeah, those 2, it'll be about a week and a half. Everything's on go for that, and they'll start that second summer session. They're the only 2 out there. Everybody else is checked in and here, and really off to a really good start.
What's that first week like for those guys going to that strength and conditioning?
Oh yeah. It's always fun. You always tell the guys, hey, show up and run in shape. But there's nothing like that first week with Coach Russell. And they have a lot of pride once they get through that. And but it's good. All the guys are off to a good start, and hearing really good reports.
What's been your early impression of the 2 grad transfer offensive linemen, Casey and Wilson?
Well, you can tell they're mature guys. You can tell that they played a lot of football, and they're just they're veteran guys, and that's the reason we brought them in. And they're both real fine young men too. Of course, that's important too.
Would it be safe to say with your offensive line you've got questions to still answer from fall camp from August?
Well, I mean, obviously you got to earn things. We brought the 2 fifth-year guys in for depth, and and they'll be competing for playing time. So there'll be some good competition early. And if you remember in the spring, Coach Hand strategically moved people around to kind of gather information to mix and match. And then when you add the freshmen too, we got some freshmen that are coming in that we think are talented guys, and then the 2 fifth-year guys. There'll be some really good competition early in fall camp, and then obviously, you want 5 guys in the same positions, sooner rather than later. So that'll be a big, thing early in fall camp.
As you talked about Calvin Ashley on signing day, saying they kind of learned something from Greg Robinson. Is that still your thought process? Is that you like to kind of push him and get him on the field?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We recruited him. We talked about that, and now that he's here, you can tell that we're getting good reports from the weight room and everything that goes with it. So he'll have a chance to show what he can do, early in fall camp. And I know he's got that mindset. He's wanting to play, so that's always good for a young lineman too.
What's different about him as a freshman to maybe other freshmen you see come in at that position?
Well, he's extremely talented. He's a guy that is very athletic for how big he is. And, you know, Austin Troxell's another guy that is very athletic too. You know, it's just a matter of how quick he can get back in the swing of things. Everything's going good with his knee, and but it's just a matter. But I'm excited to watch him, you know, early in fall camp too.
What are the early reports you've been hearing about Kyle Davis since he got back with the team and started working out?
Yeah, hearing really good reports. You know, hearing real good reports from Coach Russell and you know, and everybody around.
Does he have like a, you know, has to kind of work his way back into shape and all that, or what kind of report you getting with that as far as?
Yeah, you know, this past week I heard he's looking good and getting into shape and getting back to his old self.
Now that Marcavius has been on campus, what can you update us as far as the severity of the injury to his hand and where that's?
Right, you know, I don't think he's been limited on anything so far. You know, I hadn't heard anything other than the whole group is, you know, off to a good start, and there hadn't been any limitations or injuries or anything like that. The attitude's been good, and like we were, you know, the question earlier about the first week of Coach Russell is always, you know, an interesting time where they're learning about the standard and all that.
With Scott gone, do you have any plans to fill that analyst role?
What's that now?
With Scott now at Georgia, do you have any plans to add another analyst?
Not with his specific position, no, we don't.
When you talk to fans at events like this, is there a certain question that they ask you, the ones you've been on so far?
You know, obviously, if you had named a quarterback, I mean, that's really the main questions you get. And I'm sure it'll be no different tonight. You know, but a lot of times they just like hearing about the players, and you know, the offense is going to be a little bit different this year, and there's a lot of questions, you know, about that. We have most of our guys back on defense. Kevin Steele's back a second year, and you know, we got the best kicker in college football too. So a little bit all of the above.
Do you let them down easily when you say I'm not going to name a starting quarterback to you guys right now? Or
yeah, you try to. No, we're not naming the starter tonight, and I think most of them know that, but you still get the question. You know, that's really, you know, once we open up the questions tonight, I'll be prepared for that first guy.
How much are you excited about media days and then August being asked about every single day of your life?
Yeah. You just, you know, you kind of get used to certain things, and you know, there'll definitely be questions in media day. But like I said, with the quarterback situation, and you know, I feel like we got quality depth, and that's probably, you know, one of the best things we have, you know, going into the fall that you know, has been a little bit different the last couple of years. So that's a positive that I like to brag about and talk about.
Does Jared have an invite to the Manning Passing Academy?
I don't know.
I wasn't sure. I was wondering.
I have no idea.
Yes. Big Cat, TD, Moultrie, two guys that physically look like the part. Playing that pass rush, is it easier to maybe get on the field as a young guy at that position, maybe than some others?
You know, I think so. You know, with Coach Garner, he's done a really good job with young guys. You know, he plays young guys, and they're talented enough to do that. And Coach Steele is really good at finding ways to let young guys play and be specific on the things that their strengths are. And you just said it, you know, when we recruited those guys, we think both those guys have the potential to be very good pass rushers. So, you know, that's one of the things early in fall camp that I know that the defensive coaches, you know, will put them in those situations and see if they're ready.
Have you had Big Cat? How did the Big Cat recruiting event go this week?
Yeah, Big Cat was awesome. You know, after we got done, you know, there's 3 or 4 of the coaches that have been through, you know, all of them since I've been back as a head coach, and feel like this may have been the best one overall, and very successful.
Fans are always clamoring for commitments right after that, but you know, history's shown doesn't always happen. What would you say to fans who are like, why didn't we get a commitment this week?
Yeah, you know, it's not really set up for that. It's more of relationship building, getting to know each other, and you know, the way we left it, you know, we feel great at where we're at with the staff, and it'll really be it'll pay dividends moving forward.
Think it'll be an exciting summer?
You know, that's the plan. You know, I think it could be.
Who's all going to the Memphis Satellite Camp, Gus?
It'll be really the majority of our staff will go. I will not go, but the majority of our staff will, and go from there.
Do you have any other camps you're planning to go? Same guys?
That's it. That'll be the last one.
Just when other teams in the SEC in particular are embracing it in LaGrange today and tomorrow, you've got Harbaugh coming down, Urban Meyer, most of the league. When you're 30 minutes away, why not go? Why not send somebody to that?
You know, really my philosophy is, you know, we'd like to get them on campus, and if they're close, you know, we want to get them on campus. And, don't want to have a situation where they're right down the road and they don't come to campus. That's important to us. You know, we feel like we get a person on campus, you know, we really feel like that gives us an advantage. So that's kind of the philosophy. So, you know, we had a couple coaches, you know, in South Florida, and then we'll have some coaches in Memphis. Both those are, you know, well over 6 hours away. So that's been our philosophy, and we feel good about it.
Was Coach Porter pretty instrumental in the Memphis thing? And he's obviously got a lot of ties out west, kind of outside the footprint you guys are used to.
I'd say so, and then some other coaches too. Of course, Mike Norvell, my former GA, is the head coach at Memphis. That had something to do with it too, and so in the location.
Has Barry gotten you kind of set up for this new recruiting calendar with these July and August visits, or are you guys just not doing anything different right now?
Well, no, we're going to have to get a plan, and like I said in Destin, that you know that changes everything. The new calendar with all the new rule changes are going to be a learning experience this first year, and so you know, yeah, definitely we'll have a plan, but it's going to be different, no doubt.
Transfer. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.